Hello, I'm Teik from Teiko.com. Now, if you've been following my blogs and reading my books, you realize that while I run a very successful consulting company now, I've faced some serious setbacks in business in the past. Sooner or later, you're going to have to face a setback. The question is, how do you face it head on and how do you bounce back from it? Well, I've got 4 steps that I'd like you to look at and I'd like you to remember and implement the next time you have a setback. The first, and I think really important, is to create the right internal language in your head. When you face something that is a setback, something that is a critical error or something that happens to your business that you can't control, do you say, "Oh my God, that's a disaster. This is the end of me. This is the end of the business. I've had it. I can't come back from this"? Or do you actually say, "Right, okay, now this is a setback. Let's just make sure I'm aware of what's happened because then I can look at what I can do around it." Getting the right language, getting the right internal language in yourself is more about the type of language you use rather than negative or positive. The type of language you use inside your head should be constructive. It should be questions like, how can I look at this in a way that I can find an opportunity? If this is a minor setback, what can I do next? And you try and belittle the dangers in the situation. That simply gives you the confidence, which is the next key, is to remain confident and reasonableness while you're working through the setback. It's a difficult thing to say when disaster faces you head on, is to say, "Well, I'm confident." But you can be. Think about it. Almost everything you face, you have faced to some degree or other, high or low degree. You've done it before and you're still alive and you're still working through. So somehow you should be able to find an experience in your past that you can use, some questions from the past that you can use, some metaphor in the past that you can use as a strength to remain confident about your ability to deal with this particular setback. And the important thing as well is to be reasonable about your attitude, about knowing how much to give, how much to go back, how much to rebuild, and knowing how much you can move on from there. Because being reasonable means you've encapsulated that setback into something that you can handle. The third key to facing your setback is to look for opportunities. Once you've dealt with it with the right language, once you've belittled that disaster into a minor setback, once you've looked at it and said, "You know what, I can deal with this. I have the tools, I have the experience to be able to deal with this, and I'm looking at this from the point of view of how I can climb out of this." Then what you can do is look for the opportunities, because what you'll be asking is saying, "Oh, there's a setback, but what opportunities can I take from this? How can I grow from this? What has changed so that I can change my style and my business in order to take advantage of it?" Then comes the fourth key, is keeping perspective. Remember, you're in it for the long haul. When you created the vision for your business, when you dreamed about what business you wanted to build, that was a long haul. So don't have a setback today create such a barrier that you're not going to get to the long haul. The way to do that is to remain and keep perspective and understand that in the overall length of what you're trying to achieve, this is just the tiniest blip on the horizon. So there you go. How to face a setback, and I've done it, and I can tell you this works. Number 1, make sure that you're talking to yourself with the right internal language. Number 2, build on your experience that you've had in the past, remain confident. Number 3, look for opportunities and in fact grow from that setback. And number 4, keep perspective. It's not the end of the world. Why don't you get across to my website at teiko.com, teikoh.com, where you get plenty more articles and tips and tools and implementable systems that you can put into your business right now in order to grow it. I'll see you there.